nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat.
It's a chair. It was hers.
You're new here?
Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system. Ni venye tu ni system haisikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on TV 47.
Nairobi, where the hustle never sleeps and neither do the scammers.
Link Up, we are talking about something that's affecting all of us. We are talking trust.
We're diving into the campus life.
Stay fresh, stay safe.
Stay linked up.
My father used to tell me that a hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. Booyah! We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time, and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
This is a very serious place.
I see that.
Surely. Hey, nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat.
It's a chair. It was hers.
You're new here?
Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system. Ni venye tu ni system haisikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
You have to be very careful. Fake money can kill business.
Na leo mkorada yangu.
Small money, kapesa kadogo, big behavior.
I only have big notes.
Alikuwa anatafuta courage.
Yaani nafaje kutengeneza kachumbari na manyanya zinakaa hivi? Ona kiki ni kama kiwaru.
Hiyo inaitwa commitment to the lie. Amejicommit.
All right, welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching TV 47 Breakfast if you're just joining us. And being a Wednesday kama kawaida, we talk matters relationships. So on this episode, we're talking about love versus self-love. Where is the line? Where do we draw the line between these two? And are we really understanding the concept of self-love itself? Well, my panel is already in studio for that conversation. Richard is here. Richard Ziwa Zimbalist. This morning we have the new faces as well. Christine and of course Felix Mkwaje. You excited, Christine?
Yeah, very.
Yeah? Unasikia baridi kwenye umetoka? Inakupelekaje July?
July iko poa.
Yeah.
So it's really nice being here to have such conversation.
All right. Felix, how are you? Is it Felix ama Felix?
Depending on where you come from. Watu wa majuu nita Felix.
Yeah. So mimi ni mama juu, ndio nimesema Felix.
Of course.
All right, we do welcome you to be part of this conversation through our socials. It's TV 47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube. on X, TV47 Digital. Be sure to tag me at Annie_Dida, and we'll be happy to sample your feedback. You can also call in live. There will be a number on your screens. That is our call-in number. Our WhatsApp line is 0793-267-279. Let's get interactive. Ziwas, I haven't said hi to you, are you?
I'm freezing.
You look warm. What do you mean you're freezing?
I am freezing. It's a cold month.
It's a cold month. Yeah, I think these two can't relate.
No.
They can't. Self-love and love, Ziwa. Where do we draw the line? First of all, I think we should just describe the concept of self-love itself. How does it look like? Let's start there.
It's a mystery, but I think for starters, thank you, Dida. It's good to appreciate the need for love first before you add the self.
Okay.
Because it's a psychological debate that has always been going on, both privately and publicly. Should I love myself first before I go into love?
Yeah.
I think it's important for you to introspect yourself and say, do I love myself? Because if you don't love yourself, there's no need to go into a relationship with anyone because you can't give what you do not have. So if you place a huge premium and value on yourself, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, do I love me? I love myself. I love me. Everything that is with me, I love me. In other words, you do the corresponding action that validate who you are. You put in the work concerning your career, concerning your work ethic, concerning your values, concerning your choices, where you want to go, things you want to achieve in life. Do you love you? If you don't get into a relationship because it will be a self-defeating behavior pattern if you don't love yourself and you expect it to be validated on the other end. The other end might come wanting. And usually that's where abuse comes into a relationship because you don't love yourself.
So the first step is to love yourself before getting into love.
Yourself. Do you love yourself? Are you comfortable with you? Would you fall in love with yourself? And if you don't, it's time you start. Because if you do, believe me, you will not be intimidated by anyone.
So introspection is very important.
Very critical. Find it within yourself to put yourself in a particular place where you genuinely love who you are.
All right, let's hear from Christine. This concept of self-love, how do you interpret it?
For me, self-love, as Zim has said it, is loving yourself, even in the smallest
he has a new name now, Zim. Thank you for giving
This one must know me from somewhere.
Zim.
That is a secret of only a few people.
Yes. You know, I've actually never thought about it that way. His name is Zimbelis, but now we have Zim. Very nice.
He has quite a unique name, so Zim, for self-love, I would say is, for me, loving myself in the smallest of ways. And sometimes that would look like taking a hot shower, you know. So it's even in the uncomfortable ways. You know, sometimes we're uncomfortable with our bodies a little bit, but it's also knowing even in how I look, I still love myself. You know, and sometimes you can't pour from an empty cup. So even before we say we love our friends, our family, a relationship, you know, we have to start by sitting with ourselves and continuously choosing ourselves. So in the smallest of ways, self-love.
So which one comes first to you? Is it self-love or is it just pouring into somebody else first?
For me, it would be self-love. Because then again, if I love someone before I love myself, I'll be limiting. You know, so I would say choosing to love myself first, I will be in a better position to love others in whichever form they come as.
All right. Felix, how about you? You know, as a man, you know, in this 26th century, the year of the Lord 2026, when we are hearing a lot about toxic masculinity, you know, around men a lot. So how does this concept of self-love look like to you as a man in this generation?
Well, I think mine, just listening to what they're sharing and looking back to where I was before nikuja hapa penye niko sahi. Damn, I wish I had known some of these things way before. So where I'm coming from, I was that opposite of what he's saying. I loved someone more than I loved myself. I was pouring more to that person than I was pouring to myself.
Yeah.
And I think that is what also got me to where I am today, and the story that I keep sharing with young men, because I work with men and boys. So mine was hiyo, kujali huyu mtu mwingine, making sure she's okay, she's dressing well. There's a time I found myself, I bought my ex like 6 pairs of official trousers. And then narudi home niko like, damn, kesho nafaa kuvaa trousers official. Na sina hata hiyo yenye nilikuwa nayo ilikuwa imefuliwa.
Yeah.
So now sitting back and where I am right now and hearing to what they are saying, ni wewe kwanza. Like venye sisema mtaani, kama ni nimeenda kuona game na buy kuku na dishi kwanza mimi na shiba. Wewe kwanza.
Unabebea wengine leftover.
Alafu hao wengine sasa unakumbuka na wase bado hajadishi. So unaanza kutafuta kitu yenye unajua wanapenda. But kwanza ni wewe kujiweka kwanza. Hiyo salary kiingia, wewe kwanza unajipampa kwanza before ufikirie mse mwingine atapata nini. Because most of the times we inaishanga before, like what mothers do. Mothers by then do wanapitia story sana. They cook very nice food, very nice chicken, they serve other people. Then zikibaki miguu ndio wako like sijadishi by the way. So wanaenda kukula miguu na maybe the other leftovers. So right now kuangalia self love for me is me treating myself. It's me knowing what I have not done. It's me sleeping for an hour just to get rest. It's me realizing that nimework sana, nitapata burnout, so I need to take a rest. Not minding if that other person will call me. Unajua venye sio kupigia morning. Ati uko wapi? Ati kwa nimelala. Buda nimelala juu ni time yangu. Mbona nisidoze?
Unalala sana wewe.
Ati nalala sana. Si wewe nalalia, mimi nalala because nimechoka.
So that's a form of self-love.
Right. For me that is a form of self-love.
And we love personal stories. You know, Felix has given us a personal story, but now I'm interested to know, when you're pouring into somebody else and you're not looking out for yourself at that time, what did that do to you in the long run?
It actually, when I had moved on from that relationship, I came to realize later that I was part of the biggest problem. Because I put that other person first, like 90% of me was her. And I realized there's no progress in me. Because as Zam is saying, when you love too much, you lose yourself. So most of the people have lost themselves in love simply because they've been so selfish to themselves, giving out to the other person. So I realized that it's like my life had stalled. I wasn't, taking care of myself. I was not. It was me, work, and her. Me, work, and her. So I lost part of my social being. Why? Because I was tending to this other person so much that I forgot. I need to go out with the boys also. I need to go watch football. I need to know also what else I can do rather than just working. Because I was when I was in high school, I was good in poetry, I was good in writing, I was good in music, but that had stalled. Why? Because all of my mind and desires and everything was on this person.
All right, interesting. Na bado tutarudi hapo kwa that story of yours. Very interesting. Zila, do you think this is a concept that in this generation we are ready to embrace? And looking at, the time of our parents, the traditional era, self-love is not something that is talked much about. We never used to see our parents, take care of themselves. Like he said, mothers are known for just taking it all in for everybody else and not looking out for themselves. So is this a concept that we are ready to embrace?
Let me use this analogy. It might make sense. I don't know whether Dita, you've heard about it, but it's very popular in spaces for personal growth and development. They say a chicken and a pig were taking a walk, and while they were having a walk, they had a debate, and they thought, why don't we open a restaurant? The chicken is proposing to the pig. So the pig is like, yeah, it's a good idea. So the pig decided to ask, so what will we call it? He said, let's call it ham and egg. The pig, it dawned on it that while it's a good name, me, I'll be committed, and you'll be involved. Because all it takes is for you to lay the egg. Me, I have to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in relationship, in the past,
Yeah.
it's a paradox, but the truth is self-explanatory. Because our parents would go into relationship committed. They would not have second options about it.
Yeah.
Their construct was, let me get into the relationship. I receive the love. It will course correct whatever is not working out in my past. That's why you'll hear in cross-cultural relationship or cultural marriages, you're taken to a family where you've never met even the man.
Yeah.
And you wonder, how are they going to figure it out? First, receive the love. The love will work out the nitty-gritty details behind the scene that are not visible. Then you discover yourself. Then you love yourself. But I think when you bring it to this generation where we are,
Yeah.
the millennials and the Gen Z are different. They love to investigate everything. And it's critical that they do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, one will not be committed into the relationship
Yeah.
while others are involved. That's why if you take note, they constantly say, I'm involved in a relationship, situationship, because it's lacking something substantial that will cause me to be committed into it.
Yeah.
And based on the background they've come from, they've seen the kind of relationships the parents could have gotten involved. They say, I wish they took some more time to investigate the person they're getting involved into. Because you'll be committed into this thing with a ring for a lifetime and you do not know this person. That's why the popular statement is, we grew apart.
Yeah.
So I think it's not only wise, I recommend when you get into a relationship, get a relationship coach, get into premarital counseling, get into spheres of influence that will be able to educate you how to navigate this journey of love. Because you find yourself involved with someone, I would not say committed, involved with someone.
What is the difference?
And they cause you to
being involved and being committed.
Hey, my friend, this is a huge paradigm shift.
Yeah.
You know, if you're committed into a relationship, there are values that are a baseline for you. They're non-negotiables. And when you're involved in the relationship, there's some things like, it can pass. We'll figure it out as we go. In others, there's an exit door behind the scene that if it does not pan out the way you want, you can check out.
Yeah. One leg in, one leg out.
Exactly. In a committed relationship, you're walking steadily towards a projected goal that is guided.
Yeah.
And you're subject or privy to counseling and therapy, premarital counseling, to take you to a particular destination you want to arrive to. This other one, my friend, those are the people when they're in that relationship, the man will debase you. He can cheat on you and blame it on you.
That's nothing.
Because he's just involved into the relationship. He's not committed into the relationship.
Yeah.
He has the options to play around 2-3 other people. In his psyche, he's saying, before I get committed. But in this quadrant, when you're committed, you have no other options working with you. You're through with dating and you're into a place of courting and you're getting to a place of settling into a marital, healthy relationship. So you have values that you are working with. And you have people who are journeying with you. That is people who have been married before and are committed to walk with you in the journey. The lady walks with a married woman to show them things they have never seen, because we all have a first-time experience. And you see, if you're going to enjoy a healthy marital relationship or a healthy relationship, you need to draw some wisdom and glean off some healthy marital experiences. How did you court when you're with this individual? Were you washing vyombo while you're dating this gentleman? You're living like a married person and you're not married while you're dating.
Yeah.
No.
You're doing all the wifely duty, husband duty.
Exactly. So there are some things that will be as a well-guided course and you are land with impact where you're going.
All right. Christine, what do you think? Same question. Are we ready to embrace the concept of self-love in this era, the era of 26th century?
I would say yes. Personally, I've grown in a household where my dad would literally, I have 2 siblings. I'm the last born out of 3. And I remember if my dad finds any of us biting something and you're not sharing with the other one, we would all get beaten. Like, why are you eating without? And he doesn't want the explanation of, hataki kusikia ati hataki. We mbona utaki? Pe utachapo juu utaki. So I would say I've grown in a space whereby there was a lot of love, especially whereby there was a lot of reassurance from my parents. So I do also think our backgrounds really matter a lot. So it comes from, do you have parents who reassure you you are good? You know, so it's different from someone who has parents who compare you. You know, if you're raised in a space whereby you're being compared to your sister, to your cousin, the self-love will not be there, because the people who are supposed to give you self-love or love you when you're growing up, they never did that. So I would say we are also in a space, people are now embracing therapy and just going to, you know, just to be self-aware and to understand. I can no longer say, you know, niko hivi juu nimelelewa hivi. You know, you're a grown up, you have to, you know, start putting in the work and work on yourself, you know. So I would say we are really embracing into self-love and also a lot of podcasts and now such platforms. Now people can be able to know, actually nafaa nijipende before nianze kupenda. You know, what is self-love? So when do I stop abandoning myself? Napenda Felix sana ama napenda mtu mwingine sana. Na sijipendi, you know, why am I feeling bad if najipenda? You know, so I feel like we are getting into a space whereby we're now slowly, steadily, we are starting to love ourselves.
Now that you say background really matters, I'm starting to think, does it only work for small households? Because now you're 3, yeah? If we imagine families where, especially the polygamous households, and leave alone the polygamous households, yeah? Their households, wale ambao are total, they're born 8 kids, right? And then, you know, the 2 parents are there, or maybe it's just 1 parent. Is there time to show love to all these 8 kids? So you're also just trying to survive and ensure that these 8 kids have, you know, a normal, comfortable life. Is it a privilege because you are from a small household?
That's a really good question. Because I would say kinda, but I also say there has to be a balance. I feel like with also big households, you will find the firstborns will also tend to be a parent or will feel in the parent
tough for themselves.
So I would say sometimes love doesn't have necessarily to come from parents, but also from siblings. So you'll find either the firstborn is close to the lastborn. So even though they may not feel entirely the love of the parents, they will feel the love of the sibling. So even in those spaces, as long as there's safety within the, you know, your community, which is the family, I feel self-love can still grow.
But now, you know, that one is opening up a different conversation now as we continue with this one. And Felix, you're coming to you'll have your time to respond to it. But now what happens to this firstborn who now has the responsibility to show love to the lastborn? Who takes care of this firstborn child? You as a lastborn, yeah? You as a lastborn, who takes care of the firstborn?
Well, I think that's a question I should definitely ask my brother.
Yeah, I'm also a lastborn, by the way. Ziwa, who takes care of the firstborn in this case? Felix, are you? Which born are you? Secondborn.
The middle child. Yeah.
So middle kids that are wakwangi in the matrix. You people are forgotten. You don't even have a say.
Si tunakuaga hapo when huyu amekosa kufanya ni wewe. Huyu mkubwa pia akimess.
Yeah.
Sasa we are like the coffee announcers of that family because now we try to bring peace when there's chaos all over. So the firstborn akifilia ni mzazi ana command wewe na lastborn yeye anafilia ni mtoto afai kufanya. So wewe ndio unakwanga pale uamue either utafanya ama ukose kufanya kuharibike. So because utaki kuharibike, you end up like doing most of the work.
And the blame will always land on you as a second.
Will always land on you. Like I've found myself, hey, mimi niko na
and we love those stories.
Ilifika place nilikuwa nasema I need compensation because my mom was in the police. My dad was in the army. Sema amen.
Yeah. Amen.
So you can imagine, kwetu hakukuwaga na yes or no. Wewe unaambiwa unafanya kesi baadaye. So most of the time I used to find myself, I'm a Manchester fan. So time yenye I was in Niko High School. Nafaa kwenda kuona game, it's Saturday. I've done all the chores. I feel like I've finished everything. The moment nimevaa tu jezi nenda kutoka, my mom comes in. Like mbona we used to say at Kawa Barracks. So we had like a small kitchen garden. So my mom will be like, na mbona skuma sijamwagiwa maji? I'm like, yo, but nishavaa jezi, hii ni sehemu anatoka.
Yeah. Hii ni time yangu.
Kufika kwa mlango my dad ndio huyo ametoka job. Ako like, nafaa kuoshewa gari. I'm like, yo, okay. So there's one time actually I even asked them.
Yeah.
Mimi ni hii familia kweli?
Am I adopted?
Yeah, I think nilikuwa nimefika mwisho because I felt like I'm bombarded with a lot of work such that when it is weekend, it's my personal time, I can't have it. And then my brother is just there dilly-dallying, you know.
Yeah.
He's a bright kid, he's a bookwormer. He can read for 3 hours. I'm saying mimi ni 30 minutes, I'm okay. Ikipita now hiyo ni story. But now my mom wouldn't understand that we have different personalities.
Yeah.
So ulikuwa unapata mimi most of the time I'm all over. Sistangu ndio huyo, like if she has not done anything, mimi ndo nafaa ku cover up.
Yeah.
Because my brother again is reading for 3 hours.
And I hope they're watching. They should fix their behavior.
If they don't watch, they'll tell me what they were doing. It's my time now to get back to them.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'll find because I have stepsisters also.
Yeah.
3 of them, and then we are 3. So like you'll find my brother was very close to my parents, and especially when he's bright. Sasa because sasa ati mnafaa mumpe time, asome. Juu anasoma 3 hours.
Yeah.
So maybe for that 2 hours you're not reading, work bana.
Wewe ni danda.
Wewe garamikia.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, but again, when you asked about how that family looks like, I remember because we stayed a lot with my other...
That is the small family and now a bigger family.
Now the bigger family with my other stepsisters. I remember I used to watch out for my 2, the other last-born sister and my sister, because we're in the same school. So I remember one day I think someone harassed her kwa shule. Nilitoka kwa class literally to her class and beat the other boy.
Yeah.
Mwalimu akiwa because nilikuwa nasoma Kawa Garrison na ni shule ya jeshi.
Yeah.
So like uko we had some ka space ka kufanya kitu alafu unakuja kezi baadaye.
Yeah.
Because your dad is in the army. So mwalimu ako like buda kwanza baba yao ni mambo mbaya. So siwezi, lazima niko tu careful. So na mimi because I really loved my stepsister, especially the last born. Na singetaka umess because already there was that perception that when you're asking Christine how that looks like, sometimes utapata like the mother on the other side won't balance kwa wote.
That love.
Yeah, that love. So na feel she's my last born sister. She shouldn't go through all this. Like I should be there to just support her, love her, make sure she feels like she's part of the family. Hata kama the other 2 are not staying with us at that time.
Yeah.
So nilikuwa najipata, I think hiyo pia kukuwa like the peacekeeper kwa hiyo family, being a second born. It's now when you are growing up, like I was in class 8. Na yeye alikuwa I think 3 hapo.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4. So nilikuwa napata mimi ni kama saa ndio baba sasa. So I'm protecting my last born sister and her now because she doesn't have anyone else.
Yeah.
I'm the brother. And my bro, because ako the upper class, yeye alikuwa shatoka. So mimi ndio responsibility ni yangu na hawa the 2 sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zio, you know, a lot of stories here, but now who takes care of that first child? Who takes care of everybody else?
I think there's a place in life where you cannot absorb yourself or the opportunity to take care of you. You need a pause on a constant to take care of you. No one is going to come to help you. You must help yourself. The moment you change your attitude, because attitude filters the way you view the world around you. It talks of a big family, Felix, but I think I have one of the largest families.
Tell us your business.
I come from a polygamous family.
So I was talking to you direct. Deep down you're saying, talk to me direct.
And in that sense, I find it critical that you cannot guilt your parent nor your mother, because those were their choices. They're not my choices.
Yeah.
I have choices to make. I grew up as an only child of my mother with my father. Then I was taken from my mother to be placed to grow up with the rest of my siblings, of which my father had the main wife in home, who was my mother that I grew up with, who raised me up. She had 12 children of her own, and I'm brought to join that family. My mother, on the other end, has her own children who I never met until I was an adult and married.
We listen and we don't judge.
Then in school, I grew up with other children of my dad from another mother, who is not the mother I grew up with at home. So I know I have several other mothers. So I get to meet my mother, and she's telling me her own story, and she tells me I'm the firstborn of 70 children. And I'm like, okay. I thought...
Firstborn of 70 children.
Yes. So I'm like, I thought we are many. Now you are a special case. So the first time I'm meeting her, going to see her, my first time experience as an adult, to meet her, the person who sees me first, I was in school with him, same class. I was much better than him in class, so he could recall me because I used to help him with schoolwork. So, hey, Richard, what brings you here? After I see my mother, and he's like, who is your mother? I make mention of my mother, and she said, that is our big sister. This uncle of mine I used to beat in class is actually a relative, family. So I grew up with this idea, this ideation, and I think it's good to entertain, that no one is going to save you in your family. As long as you grow up to a consciousness of knowing who you are, and the worth that you are, the value that you carry and possess in you, independent of everyone within the family. You place a huge premium to work on you. You put a huge emphasis to discover your true potentials and explore them. Because if you're waiting on your dad, he's depleted. He has too many wives to take care of, and he has multiple children, does not have time to really to be there to meet their individual needs. If you're waiting on your mom, you're too late. She's taking care of all these other siblings, and she has other children.
Christine can't relate. She's saying, you know me for sure, my dad and mom, they're coming to save me.
When it comes to the subject of self-love, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, do I like me? Do I like the person I see? Do I love me? Because if you don't do that on a constant, you're going to run into trouble. I like the idea to think that it's important to receive love before you go into a relationship to experience love. But it's by far better you first love you. Genuinely be hilariously happy about you. Take yourself to a movie. So if someone proposes to take you to a movie, there's nothing new.
You've already gone,
Take yourself to the best of the restaurant and hotels and enjoy yourself, and don't be intimidated. By the time someone is proposing, can we go to this place? You've been there. Take a trip, a road trip, to go to a place you've never been before. Don't be afraid to navigate life in adventure places and spaces where it's not familiar to you. By the time he's proposing, we need to fly to Uganda. You've been there. At least you have a friend here. I can take you. Can recommend some new places. If you're talking about going to cities, communities you've never been, go, because you're placing a value on yourself. Then when someone comes to eat at your self-esteem, you see it too fast. Too fast, I say, that's a red flag. I don't think I can subject myself to this. Have you been in a place where you've heard of people who are in relationships, and as a cause of being in that kind of relationship, the guys don't, there's no chastity about this relationship. There's no fidelity about it. He has the opportunity to explore other things. And if things kikilipuka, you're the one to blame. And women have a way they settle for that kind of people.
Narcissistic.
And they guilt themselves and blame themselves while this guy is gaslighting you for all the choices he has done. And they don't want to be authentic and accountable in this particular text. They throw temper tantrums about everything. Hey, Love yourself.
Yeah.
Take yourself for coffee. Buy yourself new clothes. Go eat meals in place. Dine out. Dress your best and go out. And you don't have to go with anyone. Go with yourself. Yeah.
Felix, you didn't get a chance to respond to the question of, are we ready to embrace, the concept of self-love? And this, as a man now, speaking to all men, for that, under that capacity maybe, because now we only have you and Ziwa here. Yeah. So you're going to take what you say. Do you think you're ready to embrace the concept of self-love?
Well, yes, we are. But there are those, like I come from a community in Meru where we believe men shouldn't do this or that. Men shouldn't, behave like this. Men shouldn't hug their mothers. Men should, shouldn't go to the kitchen and make a meal.
I think it cuts across. It cuts across almost all tribes.
Yeah, but ours I think was a bit overdone. Kwetu walikuwa overdo. Yeah, like kufai kuonekana kabisa kabisa. Wacha ile hata sasa nimekuja huku Nairobi. Yeah. Ati I'm working na niko na place yangu. Hata hiyo bado unaambiwa kufai, but like msee mimi niko Nairobi huko si Meru. And I have to work, I have to eat. So I can make, that's my kitchen, I can do it. So as Krishna was saying, I think it also depends with culture, family, tradition, umegrow aje, umekam up wapi. Because and this is what I keep telling my guys uko kwa mtaa. Yeah. Kuna vitu mbili unafaa ujue kwa hiyo relationship ni nani, wewe ni boyfriend ama wewe ni baba. Because kuna responsibility ni zako, kuna zingine si zako. Kuna responsibilities za baba ya dem za kumlipia fee, kumlipia nyumba. Kuna responsibilities zako za boyfriend za kutake care of who dem without feeling guilty. Yeah. Because Christine mentioned about our self-abandonment. Sometimes we lose ourselves and we tend to lose even our dreams, our focus, our nini, simply because we think that love should be me committed to this girlfriend overboard. So hapo sasa hiyo ni self-abandonment, hiyo si love tena. Because love should be what he's saying, like mimi nijiangalie, nijipende kwanza ndio nipende huyu mwingine. Yeah. So I think as we keep, and I'm very happy that you're having this conversation today, because these are the conversations that we should be having constantly, so that we are able to also tell men that it is okay not to be okay. It is okay to love yourself first. It is okay to take time. In fact, mwambia mama jamaa, buda kwa wezani na dem, wacha. Take time. Yeah. Take time kwanza kujiunderstand. Take time pia ku-understand personality yako. Take time ku-understand nini uenda kupa satisfaction. So that by the time unaenda kwa relationship na huyu dem, asikuwe pia alikuwa anaona what he's saying actually might be with double-sided. Hiyo mimi najipeleka out, najifanya. Kuna dem pale mtaa anaona buda huyu msee alipata wera, ameanza kukaa fiti. So yeye anaona hiyo lifestyle hajakujua kwanza. Anaona huyu boy alikuwa Kempinski, huyu boy anaenda Soulfest, huyu boy anaenda Summertides, huyu boy anafanya. So ana fall in love na hiyo. Hiyo fallacy. Yeah. But sasa kuna wewe hapa, wewe ni introvert mbaya. Huwezi ongea na Christine tukiwa venye tumeka hapa hivi. Yeah. So it is also good for men to understand them in the small spaces, them in social places, them when they are angry, how do they behave, them how they were brought up. Because kuna perception ya kina mama's boy, because you are brought by a single mother, unafaa kubehave hivi. Yeah. Because you are brought up by sisters, ati una behave girlish. So I think ni wewe ka jamaa kwanza, you as a guy taking your time, understanding yourself, understanding where you are coming from, so that by the time you're falling for this lady, mimi buda nakumbuka when I was dating my ex, I used to hiyo perception ya umetoka kwa hii family, umerezi uko strict hivi. Yeah. So you think that unafaa kutekea for who dem, ati mpaka unafaa kumbebea handbag. Buda mimi niko bebea dem handbag tukitoka job.
Shida iko hapi hapo. That's actually nice. Please do the same for the next lady. Don't let this first one make the other one suffer because
but again, ukifanya hivyo, you don't lose yourself while doing it. Unaangalia unaona when are you doing it, the other person how are they taking it. Yeah. Because utafanya hivyo for a while, ukianza kosa kufanya maybe after mmegoro kwa relationship. Now the lady is like, mbona siku baby handbag. But I've done that for the last 1 year. At least appreciate I've been doing that for the last 6 months. So hizi siku mbili nimekosa kubeba, why is it an issue? Yeah, so because I think I was finding myself in that situation where I'm thinking that Saturday na Sunday ni time yake. So when I started doing my other things, nikaanza kureplace hiyo Sunday, ikaanza kuwa issue tena. Like so ulipata mabeshte siku hizi unaendanga. I'm like, yo, but we used to go when I was free. Na hii time when we're not able to go, you also have a life. Like go to your sister, go to your friends, do something also for yourself. But because tunasemanga consistency beat motivation, but again kinaza kuramba. When you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So because I used to, nilikuwa nishamwonyeshaga Saturday na Sunday ni zako ni Java, sijui ni wapi. Then when I went into music and I started doing music we had a group in church hapo kwetu SEK St. Luke's Youth Service where I go, where I was a youth leader, and I think that is where I was also mentored to be a youth leader. So we tukaanza ka group and used to do Afrofusion hip hop. We used to do, tukaanza kwenda studio, tukaanza kurecord. Then we were 5 of us and a lady. So now because I'm thinking what I was doing to my younger siblings, this is a lady and I was the old in that group. I'll make sure that tukitoka studio, tumetoka 10, it was courtesy for us kumfikisha home. At least the parents ataona, we are responsible, she's safe. But again, this girl at home ako like, who is that by the calling at night? I'm like, yo, see, it is Kate, tumetoka studio. Lazima tumpigie tujue kama amefika home. But I think it was like jealous pain inaanza kubi like, this other person is coming to take my space. This is my time. This is my space. This is my person. You know, like you're not allowed to call other people or interact with other people kama mi sijui.
I felt like you went through it in that relationship.
Oh my God, mimi nilikapitia by the way. Nafaa kuwa
How recent is this breakup? How recent?
It's not even recent, but I think it's a conversation that every time I'm having a similar conversation,
it comes up.
It keeps coming out because those are the questions that I keep getting asked. When we have a teens conference, go to church, when I do a lot of, I've done a lot of schools, mission, church, community work. So those are the questions that they keep asking. You know, they keep asking you, so what did you experience? How was it? What did you wrong? What can we do right? How can I manage my time? Where am I in this relationship? And that is why I told you, it is high time young men pale nje walijua what is your responsibility. Are you a father? Are you a boyfriend? Are you an uncle? Are you a sponsor? Are you just any other guy passing? So that by the time you are getting into that relationship and you're saying this is my person, vitu zikianza kufanyika, usianze kusema uli invest, then you end up killing this woman because you think you bought her an iPhone, now wewe hiyo ni investment yenye ulikuwa unafanya kwake, and you feel that mfai ku break up and kupigia Brian na iPhone yenye ulimbaia.
I feel like you're going to be too hard on the next one. Don't be that way. Perhaps, Christine, do you think we're being too much of takers as ladies and not givers, to these men, and that is why they feel like sometimes we lack appreciation when they do the things that they do for us?
I feel once, again, it comes to self-love. I feel once you love yourself, you will be able to do as much as I'm receiving, I should also give, So I do understand we also have ladies who love, we like to be given something.
We love taking.
I feel everyone loves taking because it's easier to receive rather than give. So I would say sometimes it can be frustrating if you are a giver who doesn't receive. But I also say you should also communicate your needs. Like, I feel with also self-love, it comes with whereby you know how to communicate what your need is so that the other person may know this person wants this need to be met. So, for example, when we talk about the 5 love languages, so it could be, for me, how I want my need to be met is by acts of service. You're giving me gifts. Me, I won't appreciate gifting. You won't know if I don't tell you about it.
I don't understand that language.
I don't. I don't understand that language. So I also feel for givers and takers, it's a conversation that should be had. So if you're in a relationship, romantic-wise, friendship-wise, I feel these are conversations that should be able to be had. And when the two of you are both have self-love, you will both create a safe space enough to talk about these needs without the other person feeling I'm bothering you when I'm telling you about my needs.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people won't speak because they feel, oh, well, maybe I'm oversharing, or two, I don't want to bother you.
Yeah.
Or, well, I don't feel you're a safe space for me to have this conversation with. So I feel with self-love creates space for this conversation, for us to know how can my needs be met. And I feel once you have self-love, it's easy to communicate that. And once they're not met, you know, okay, let me walk away. Maybe this is not it.
All right. Let's take a short break at that point, and we're coming back with this conversation on love versus self-love. Where is the line drawn? You're watching TV47 Breakfast, and do interact with us through our socials, TV47 Kenya on Facebook, and on YouTube. On X, it's TV47 Digital. Be sure to tag me at Annie_Dida. WhatsApp line is also open, 0793 267 279, and I'll see you on the other side of this break.
Ndio hiyo. Mpatie.
Unajua kama una mtu kitu, hata tu salamu ya kawaida inakaa kama reminder.
Habari yako?
Sintalipa kesho.
Kesho gani when?
Si kesho ya kesho ya tomorrow.
Hiyo tena. Mzee ni budi nikamchoka.
Ni budi ni madeni.
Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m.
You have to be very careful. Fake money can kill business.
Na leo mkorada yangu.
Small money, kapesa kadogo, big behavior.
I only have big notes.
Alikuwa anatafuta courage.
Yaani nafaje kutengeneza kachumbari na manyanya zinakaa hivi? Ona, hii ni kama kiwaru.
Hiyo inaitwa commitment to the lie. Amejicommit.
Ndio hiyo. Mpatie.
Unajua kama una mtu kitu, hata tu salamu ya kawaida inakaa kama reminder.
Habari yako?
Sintalipa kesho.
Kesho gani when?
Si kesho ya kesho ya tomorrow.
Hiyo tena. Mzee ni budi nikamchoka.
Ni budi ni madeni.
Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching TV47 Breakfast. It's Relationship Wednesday right here in studio. And we're talking about love versus self-love. Where do we draw the line between these two? Lines are open. We're welcoming you to interact with us. You can call in live. There is a number on your screen. It's 0793 267 279 on WhatsApp and YouTube at TV47 Kenya. That's also our platform name on YouTube and Facebook rather. On X, it's TV47 Digital. My panel is still with me in studio, and we're talking about giving and taking. Ziwa, perhaps do you think that a lot of women, you know, we are much more on the taking side as compared to giving, such that we forget to, you know, show appreciation for the things that are done to us?
Truth is, the earlier you agree with it, the better it is for a man. Men were designed to give. There's nothing on me to receive, really.
Yeah.
Everything about a man is to give. The structure of a man from head to toe, everything is about giving. And everything about a woman is to receive. So as soon as a man gets to understand that, it helps you to settle your expectation, to lower them. However, there's a cost to every relationship. There is no meaningful, genuine relationship we get into, and there's no cost to it. But if you're into, like I said, committed relationship, it's a joy to get into it, because if you're going to go the whole mile, you must be committed to serve that person, because marriage and relationship is about serving. And if you're going to serve, you must die to self.
Yeah.
I always tell people in marriage is a death to self. In covenanting to this particular individual, you're dying to yourself and prioritize the needs of the other person.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go into a meaningful relationship, you must set the boundaries clear, set the priorities clear, and know I'm dying to self to serve this individual. But at the same time, in these other ones that where they're involved, you're testing the waters. It's important or significant for you to know that if you count the cost in this relationship, you're the cost, you need to backtrack. That is one step forward, two backwards, because those kind of relationships are very depleting. It's all about this individual. There is no self-sacrifice about this person. He cannot carry anyone alongside with them in the journey of what they purportedly call a relationship. And it's exhausting. You're the one who makes the calls. You're the one who does the visits. You're the one who pays every bill. You're the one who's always go out of your way. You're like a beggar into this relationship. That cost, you're the cost. And you need to double check and outsource help immediately. A healthy relationship shouldn't be a daunting task. It should be a joyful experience. Joyful in a sense that it shouldn't be hard for you to know when you're happy in a relationship. Stop hoping for something that does not make you feel happy. You can see it. At a distance, you can sit and like, why is it that I feel his intention or her intention in doing this is not making me happy? Follow that premonition. Follow that witness in your heart. That is a signal that tells you you're bordering towards a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship. So that way, you prioritize the things that will validate you. Do some personal growth experience. If you need to go to school, go back to school. If you need to add new healthy relationships where you fall short of healthy ones, identify those other new relationships that can work for you. If you need to take a break, it's okay to take a break. You're not married, for heaven's sake. Take a break. And while taking a break...
When you're married? What happens when you're married now?
In marriage, there's no such a thing as taking a break. It's only men who think they have a right to take a break from a relationship by walking away, and they think the woman has a break. There's nothing like that. In marriage, it's committed. That's why I told you there's involved and committed. And if you're married, you are committed. You remember the things we swear? And good or bad?
Better for worse.
For better or for worse? My friend. Sometimes it feels like the worst is always with you than the good. So you don't opt out because she's not going to opt out. You are committed.
All right. Felix, what is the language of men? And I know I'm asking this generally because Christine said the different love languages. Every person has a love. What's yours, Christine?
Well, words of affirmation and gifting.
Okay, I wonder how those go together, I personally am a taker. Ni vizuri kujijua, mimi ni taker. But now, that is gifting, But now what is the...
Keep taking.
And I keep taking. If you're a taker, there's a way that it always comes. There's a way that you're always receiving. You're attracting it all the time. But now what is the language that men understand when you're talking about the 5 languages? Because Ziwa is saying that the nature of men from head to toe is to give. Like there is nothing for men to, to take. So what language do you guys understand?
Do you even have a language? I think for us, it is how we've been brought up and what we've seen happening. Like what I saw my big brother doing, what I've seen my father doing. So mostly I think as we keep growing up as men is when we tend to understand things differently. But while I was growing up, especially in campus, we used to know that it is you to do everything. Where afadhali uende uhustle ukiwa campus, upate do ya kupeleka udem out. Hakuna venye unge expect ati dem ati akuja kuambia ati ndo kama sasa hivi what is happening right now, tumeshatoka college. Tuko huku dem anaweza Christian anaweza niambia after hii show tuende pale abai coffee. I'm like yo unabai aje coffee? Mimi ndo nafaa kulipa. Hata basically ukiingia kwa matatu, that is what happens. Isha nipata most of the times you're there seated with a beautiful lady, you're looking nice as a man, and then makanga anauliza wawili, uko like wawili na nani? So but because you're sitting next to a beautiful woman, it is the assumption of this donda that uko na yeye unafaa ulipe. So us, I think we've grown as men knowing that you're supposed to give. Until you come to reality, you start growing up, you start meeting people, and then you realize there's that part of you also being appreciated. So normally that is not a language that Christina sema hapa ati 5 love languages. Sasa hizo ni nini tena? Those are the things that we don't even come to learn or experience. Why? Because I think of how the society has been brought, especially us coming from Meru, you know that you are the provider, you are the security, you are the father, you are everything to that relationship. But now what matters is how you've been brought up and the experiences that you've had. If you've had the privilege kutoka Meru kukuja Nairobi kwenda campus, and then you see what other people are doing also, and then you now know, okay, fine, as much as I'm the one who's supposed to give, kama sina, what do I do? Do I steal to give? Do I cheat to give? Do I build a false profile? Do I, unaona venye kitambo tukiwa campus mlikuwa mnaenda revu, unapata unapitia kwa huyu, unachukua Timberland, unapitia kwa huyu, unapewa kofia, unapewa kwa huyu, unapewa saa. By the time you're going, ushapiga luku moja safi, but si zako. You've borrowed from your friends. Why? Because there's an image that you want to create, that you look the part. So I think we've been subjected for that for long, until it reaches a point, so now inafika a point you get this empowered woman, and you're like, okay, fine. I think hapa sasa imekuwa ngumu. So you choose to just be alone for a while until you're able to meet that standard. But again, you realize this lady amejiweka hivo attract mtu mzuri with, she knows her love language, she knows herself, and she's okay dating anyone. But because of what pale penye tumesukumwa kama men, unaangalia na hiyo makeup, hizo nails ameweka, buda nails ni 1700. Mi trouser yangu ni punch. Na Gikomba ni bei trouser ya punch. Hii ni nails ni 1700 na ni after 2 weeks zimetoka anataka zingine. So that is where we've been boxed for a very long time as men. Ukijua tu wewe ukipata udem, responsibility yote ni yako. Even before fikiria kwenda kinyozi, ya kwanza ashaenda salon. Akitoka salon ndo nafikiria baadaye nafaa kunyolewa. Unaanza kutafuta za kwenda kunyolewa tena.
So don't you think that is what is making it hard for you as men to feel appreciated by women, if at all you do not have a language, a love language that you understand, you know, when your partner wants to show you that they love you, that they are appreciative of whatever you're doing for them. Now that you don't know how to speak any language that is existing.
Christian alisema very vizuri, communication. I think it is as men we need to know there's communication. Like I can talk with her nijue where I explain myself, where nimetoka wapi for instance, nimegrow aje, how is my job doing, am I na kama siwezi fika level yake, let me just drop her.
So
as Zam said, drop, acha nitafute mwenye. I think for now there's a manage.
There's an issue with dealing with an empowered woman for men, you know. That is what I'm getting from what you're saying. Do you think so, Christian?
I agree.
That it's hard to date an empowered woman?
I think these are conversations that are there whereby most men would say it's hard for them to marry a woman who earns way more than them. Or who is even in a higher you know, mental space or financial, especially financial space more than them, whereby they feel, you know, if you're earning more, then, you know, you're taking the role of me providing. So currently some men are comfortable because being kept, for some they are comfortable, but for, I would say real men who know their role within the society, I feel they want someone who's lower than them. But unless you get someone who's really has worked on their own ego to know I'm empowering my woman, no matter how much they earn, they still respect me as a person. And for a woman to know, as much as I'm earning more than my husband, I'm able to still acknowledge him being the head of the family. So I think for a man to be with an empowered woman, they have to really work on themselves to accept they are empowered, but you know, I have to support them regardless.
Ziwa, you wanted to say something.
The language of men is clear. The signal, you can't mistake it for anything. Our language is respect. Talk of any man, whether a teenager, as long as it's a male gender, they want to be respected. And in the course of respecting and placing a value on that gender, anything else you do is to validate that place where you respect and honor that man. If you want to love a man, yes, buy him the gifts. But if there's no respect, your gifts mean nothing. Yes, you would want to, you see, Gary Chapman wrote a good book about the 5 languages of love. If you want to touch the man, yes, a touch is good. But if you have no respect for man, even if you walk with your hand wrapped around his waist and you have no respect, that touch means nothing to a man. Because the man would numb his feelings and emotions. They readily get to be moved by that. So the language of men is clear. And I think, like I mentioned some time back, everything rises and falls on clarity. If you're clear about one thing that works for any man, I am talking about any man, respect that man. You will be hilariously happy in that marriage. And that man will give you everything in this world because you respect him. There's nothing as absurd as a man to come to a home where he's not respected. There's nothing as sad as a man walking to a workstation and is not respected. There's nothing as intolerable as a father to sit around children and they do not respect him, or being among his peers and do not respect it. The language of men is respect. And also, I think I liked what she said about listen, and I think you also alluded to the same, Felix. But Christian, when it says to listen, I think if you listen to yourself, you're part spiritual but also part natural. There is a part in you that perceives things supernatural without thought or reason in you. You can tell what works for your particular individual that you genuinely love. You know what brings joy to them. You know what brings a certain sense of satisfaction that has, it's not even tangible, it's intangible. You know it, and when you know it, you follow through with it. You'll be amazed if every time you get that signal and you follow through with it, he will reciprocate. Because if you give what you desire for someone else to do for you, it has a way of being reciprocated back to you. To every action in physics, we used to say there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, you'll have to be taken out. I think there's no man who would have a problem with a woman taking them out because you love them and respect them. You say, hey, so that today I'm the one paying the bill. There's no man who will not smile because that is not always going to be a natural consequence. However, the same is true with a man who does that quite often to his wife. You set a calendar within the week and say, we have a date on this particular day. I go out and I have an exclusive time distinctly for you. I've done that for the last 18 years with my wife. Every week we go out and she knows on this particular day we just go out. Just the two of us, no one involved. Now, for her to surprise me with that kind of experience, it's reciprocity. Though it's a way of placing a value on me just like I do the same for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, respect is the language for men.
All right. What are some of the boundaries that you think we should now create? You know, the boundary between love and just showing love to other people and also practicing self-love. Now that you're somebody who's walked the shoe and you gave us a personal experience, Felix, start us off with that. Boundaries that we should create to ensure that we're not falling into, you know, a deep pit of, you know, lack of self-love for our personal selves.
I think picking from what he said, also as a man, for you to get to that point of understanding,
yeah,
I think it's important also to first work on yourself, like, because we say we are who we are because of our childhood experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So if a hurt man will hurt others, if that man is not healed,
mm-hmm,
they'll just hurt people.
Are you healed?
Yeah, a lot. I am.
Okay.
If I keep having these conversations every other day.
Yeah.
Because when you now start looking at and boundaries, that doesn't mean that you don't love the other person. It simply means that you know what you want and what you don't want for the benefit of the other person. Like, if it is okay for me to say no, I can't do this right now, or I am not calling. For instance, like where I come from, we say if you go to your girlfriend or wife's place, you're not supposed, the sun is not supposed to set while you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like umeenda kwa demu shago ni December, umeenda ikifika 6 toka banaishia, huwezi amka the same compound na your mother-in-law. Umetoka hapa na short pia una stretch, na pia ametoka kuendea maji alafu anashanga ubu jamaa ametoka na short na vest aje huko. You know, like that is also part of culture that I think there's a very big generational gap, and this is the conversation that we keep having. We feel like our dads, our father figures, our uncles, there's somewhere tulipotezana.
Yeah.
Because if we can have conversation like we're having with him right now, and this is how you're supposed to grow as a man, these are the boundaries, culture-wise, and right now, these are the do's and the don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
So if I am dating this woman and I feel we kaa kwako, because you're dating, kaa kwako mimi nikae kwangu, tunapatana tukienda lunch,
yeah,
ama tukienda place ingine, if that is a boundary that I'll choose to keep as a man, to show that I respect you, I value you, it is okay for the other person to understand, okay, this is how I have grown up, and these are some of, but those boundaries again should be made very clear, as Christine said. Communication is very important.
Yeah.
Because you can't just do something out of the blues, na huyu mtu mwingine haelewi, anashanga, okay, umse ni narcissist, umse ni introvert, ama umse shida yake ni gani, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you're not communicating, you're just doing things. Leo unaamka unasema, by the way, boundary yangu ni juu bado hatujaoana, bed ni 6x6.
Yeah.
Sikia hapa ndio boundary. Hapa kuna kupita. Tunaweka pilo hapa katikati until especially women have that habit.
Yes.
Mpaka ukuje home ni introduce, hata nikihape nimejipata kwako. Mimi ni baby girl, kwetu ni last born. Mimi sikwagi mistreated, nitalala kwa bed, wewe lala kwa kiti. Uko like, buda, kwani huu nani na date tena? But because it is a personal boundary amejiwekea na haja communicate,
yeah,
inakuja ku bring issues later.
Yeah.
So if I have a boundary, probably like what I was doing with my ex, and I told her, if I'm going to watch football and I'm going ni kama sasa jana kulikuwa na game usiku, na nimeenda kuna pale ka local, I don't feel this is a place that I should take you. Because mimi najua ikifika Sunday nitakupeleka Java, nitakupeleka place ingine, where I feel this is the place that I'll want to be with you. Because hii place naenda kuonea ball, watu wana smoke, men wako pale, ni rare kufenda woman.
Yeah.
But here bado wako like, mbona utaki niende hapo kwenye utaki niende ndo nataka kwenda, ni nini inafanyika hapo?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, but okay, this is my personal space with the boys. Nataka kujiachilia, nataka ku in the mood, ku watch game. So if those boundaries are not communicated, no matter how good they are, no matter how optimistic they are, no matter how important they are, if you don't communicate, they'll always bring problems.
All right. Christine, what are these boundaries that you think we should create, that we should not focus so much on giving that we forget about ourselves?
For me, a boundary, I would say, is when you over-compromise your own values and even your own mental for other people. So I feel once you know what your values are, it's very easy to make boundaries. And also now in a relationship wise, once you communicate what your values are, it's also easy for your partner to now tell you, hey, I think now this is you're over compromising. I think you're letting go. You know, they'll tell you, you may not see, sometimes we may not see it ourselves. Sometimes it's a friend who will notify you, by the way, I think this relationship that you're going, you're now avoiding us. You know, there'll be signs here that you're now over compromising your own values for another person.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say it's once you acknowledge or notice or other people talk to you and you do a self-evaluation and actually see over compromising your own values, that's when you know you're now going to the pits. And now with that, you get to communicate, okay, what triggered for me to start over compromising? Do I want validation? Do I feel now I want to overshow love to this person, you know? Do I want to be validated? So I think once you start acknowledging I'm over compromising, that's when you need to start working on it. Yeah. So, and also communicating the way you said. Yeah. With communication, it's easy for people to tell you, I think now you're going to the pits, you know, so it's easy to self-evaluate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ziwa, wrap it up for us. Boundaries that now we should create, you know, boundaries that are not too selfish, that we also forget about our partners. Yeah.
I like what they both said, Christine and Felix, but I should start by saying I think it's also healthy for one not to idolize marriage. There's a place where people idolize marriage and they feel like there's no sense of worth without being married or being in a relationship. So they find themselves driven to the extreme end. Whatever happens, I must get this dude. I must get into this chick's life. And that is very not healthy for anyone. Yeah. But the key word is communication. Communicate yourself so clearly that you cannot be misunderstood what is working for you and what is not working for you. If your expectations are not known by you articulating them, you're bound to fall for anything. But if you're clear on what you expect and he's aware of them and she's aware of them, I think creates a balance for you as you continue to relate. But one of the best key things that works is don't date in isolation. Be accountable to some people who genuinely love and care for you. Because they're not involved in the relationship. They will tell you when something is off and say, hey, watch out.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to the end of this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for us to have this conversation. Love versus self-love. Where is the line drawn? I think my takeaway is we should not idolize marriage like we see it being done. They see somebody who is 30-year-old, kwani hujaolewa, hujaoa, weni mama mzee, yes. So tumeambiwa hapa, do not idolize marriage. That is my takeaway from this conversation.
It's a good institution, but don't idolize.
So tell us what your takeaway from this conversation is. Use the hashtag TV47 Breakfast, hashtag Story Ni Yetu on our socials. TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube. On X, it's TV47 Digital. Tuambie, what's your takeaway? Love versus self-love. Where is the line? My name is Anyo Dida. Thank you so much, Ziwa, Christine, and Felix for being here once again. Good morning. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.